Hey! We're gonna do another American Jets and Arcade video today. Because why not? So, I don't actually like this plane very much. That's why I've saved it for last. I wasn't even gonna do it, but then one of my subscribers, by which I mean my only current subscriber, we all have to start somewhere, pointed out that I should probably do it because most people are gonna start with it. I personally did not start with it. I started with the F9F. And I personally recommend you start with the F9F too if you're playing a lot of arcade. If you play mostly realistic and you usually don't play in arcade, then getting the Shooting Star first will work because it is such a good plane in realistic. But the 50 calibers in arcade don't really do a lot. Its climb rate's alright. It's definitely acceptable. You're not going to be climbing with Sabres or Panthers. Or the other Sabres. But you know. Actually, Bearcats can almost match you in a climb. They can't match you at all in speed, but... sort of fighting. Yeah, there are only 2 Sabres on the enemy team that I'm going to do my best to stay with from, and a lot of prop planes. And a 262. I shouldn't complain about the Shooting Star too much. When the Russians try and grind out their MiG-15, they have to grind through 2 MiG-9s. And in a fight between a MiG-9 and a Shooting Star, you can outturn them, not drastically, but noticeably, and you can outrun them pretty drastically and pretty noticeably, so they really have absolutely no advantage to leverage against you. The 262, other than the fact that 262 will absolutely massacre you in a head-on, you're faster than they are. I'm not sure if you can outturn them or not. I've never tried, because if you're faster than them, you just don't have to try. I'm going to try and stay sort of at altitude, though. I don't want to get killed off too fast. Well, I sort of do want to get killed off pretty fast, so I can jump in the Panther or the Sabre, but hey, as I said, it's not that bad. It's nowhere near as bad as the MiG-9, for example. So basically, how to play it, you play it a lot like you would play a P-51. You basically depend on your speed to live, but there's plenty of things that can outrun you, especially in dives, so... A lot like the P-51, you're gonna end up dead a lot. Oh, my aim. I'm just leaving. That's just not gonna work for me. One of these days I'm gonna have to learn how to aim. Oh! Oh, did not realize that guy was gonna pitch up that fast. Did not know that guy could pitch up that fast. Alright, so... You know, it's a great plane. It burns really well, burns very quickly. So I'm gonna keep talking about the Shooting Star just in the Panther now, because I would personally recommend you get the Panther first. Because the Shooting Star just... Well, let me put it this way, the grind from the Shooting Star to the Sabre went very fast for me, and very easily, because I didn't play the Shooting Star, I played the Panther. And in the Panther, I managed to grind out the... It only took me about 8 hours to grind the Shooting Star. Once I got the Panther, it took me like 5 days to grind the Panther with the first Bearcat, or the second Bearcat. But after I got the Panther, I just played the Panther pretty much exclusively, unlocked the Shooting Star. Still played the Panther pretty much exclusively, that's why my Shooting Star is only about half upgraded. And then I unlocked the Sabre using the Panther. And now that I have the Sabre, I usually use the Sabre first, so I can get all the bonus research points from it to get the next Sabre. And this guy is just screwed. He doesn't have enough speed to get away. He's maneuvering like a dummy head. And this is why I like the Panther, because it can out most of everything Sabres. I damaged his elevator, hopefully enough to get him to crash, but I doubt it. Nah, he's still doing fine. He also has enough speed he might be able to get up here. I have enough altitude that I can get down there. So I'm going to focus on him first. I'm going to go after the F-80s. Because they're such dangerous planes, they're worth focusing on. They actually are very good planes, though. I'm going to definitely do a second video. Or maybe not a second video, just a second run in this video, so I can get some better. Oh, that's him shooting. But so I can get some better gameplay with it, because it's definitely worth playing. I just don't like them that much. I'm pretty sure that was the saber getting smashed into the ground, not me hitting him. I'm pretty sure I didn't hit him at all. Peel off onto this one. Oh! I'm not very far away from him. Come on, he flew right through that. Alright, well, me being a bad shot should not weigh negatively on this plane. Its cannons are very accurate once you get the upgrades. Very devastating. And this isn't a review on this plane. So the F-80, it can outturn me, but I can catch him no problem. If he tries to outturn me, I can just turn up and away. Oh. But yeah, see what I mean? They can outturn me. So the F-80 can outturn what it can't outrun, the exception being it cannot outturn or outrun a saber. And I don't like flying planes that has a plane in its tier that can just straight up kill you. Which is why I like the Panther, because the saber can also outrun and outturn a Panther, but a Panther can out-accelerate a saber to the drastic extent of just leaving the saber behind. Which really works well for me. And it can work well for you. Oh, wow! Alright then. Yeah, if you really want to skip the Panther, well, you don't have to skip the Panther. If you want to go around the Panther, you can try if you like, but I do really heavily recommend getting the Panther if you're an arcade player. You know, I think I'm gonna do a realistic battle in the Shooting Star, because it just does so much better there. Especially if you're going against the Russians or not the Russians, if you're going up against the Germans. They can take anything except the derp. The Comet. The Comet's the only plane that even has a remote amount of trouble with. Hey, McNunn! Oh, that was nowhere near. Oh, that was enough lead, never mind. I'm gonna start gapping these people. Go AG6. You got nothing. Got nothing at all. Oh! That was a little much. So you ready to see how a Panther deals with a saber? You're gonna see it in a second. Gonna reload just because why not? I don't think that's him shooting at me. I think that's all the other guys, or he might be shooting at me, I don't know. But here we go. This is gonna sting a little landing flaps. I'm not even gonna try my air brakes this time because I'm not gonna need them. I'm gonna lead speed like crazy with these landing flaps. Dropping back to combat flaps before I give up too much speed. And this is why I recommend the Panther, because the Panther can go head to head with the best planes in the game and come out with some minor advantage. Oh, he ran away! He gave up! And there's no way in hell I'm going to catch him. I cannot accelerate him, but he's already going fast enough that my acceleration's not going to be telling. Unless he turns enough. If he turns enough, then I can. Well, if I was paying attention while he was turning, I could have. So this can't be my F-80 review. I'm going to have to do another video. Because F-80, I hate on it a lot because I think people don't get it because they like it, they only get it as a stepping stone to the saber. And arguably the Panther is as good as the last saber, except you get it immediately, you don't have to grind through 2 machine gun armed sabers and a shooting star to get to it. Which why this plane just feels good enough that it can compete directly with the saber. And you don't have to go through the crappy A saber and the shooting star to get to it. It's just there. And I really like that. Which is why I'm very happy I went for it first. Oh, my accuracy. So I guess I'm just going to call this video the second review on the Panther, because that's really what this is. And once a shooting star loses his energy advantage to me, if he ever even has it, he's just dead. He can't get away. I can out-accelerate him, I can out-climb him, I can even out-dive him, I can outrun him. I think I already said outrun him, but I said it again because it's true. I really can outrun him. All I have to do is work on my accuracy and nail him, and there you go. Shooting star down. So, when you're flying the Panther, another thing I really like about the Panther is it's so fast, there's only a handful of planes it even has to pay attention to. And I like that. I like only having to look at one or two planes to make sure they're not chasing me and then just using my speed to get away. And the shooting star has a much longer list of planes it has to worry about, and has a much shorter list of things it can do when one of those planes decides to come after it. Where this plane just, it always has something to do. There's always something you can do to either even the odds or even get enough of an advantage to kill someone. That F-Saber up there. I'm looking at him because he's a big, scary, dangerous plane. I'm going to get these landing craft. When they land, they all bunch up really close and you can get them all at once super easy. I'm picking up enough speed that that Saber should have difficulties following me. Or maybe not, we're going to see. Nope, missed it. He didn't follow me. Did he follow me? Nope, the Spitfire's trying. I'm a little disappointed the Saber isn't going to try and fight me. I love showing off how this plane can beat Sabers. I guess right now I'm going to show off how it can beat Spitfires and Yak 9s, because believe it or not, it can. Pretty badly at that. Turn the view right way up, please. Uh-oh. The Yak 9's closer, and as a result, he's a bigger threat to me. The Spitfires. Oh, he already stalled. Damn it. That was really bad timing. Oh, little Mr. Spitfire. Oh, I lost! Darn! Alright, so that was my review on the Panther. Oh. I really like the Panther. Oh, that just tells it, doesn't it? I'm definitely gonna do another video for the F-80 and get a proper F-80 review. It's definitely worth it. As I said, it's aircraft that you have to worry about in the F-80. You have to worry about the last few meteors. The Meteor long wing is pretty dangerous. The short wing can't turn as well as the long wing, so it can't really outturn you, but it don't look at the 21-second turn time and think, hey, I have a 17-second turn time. Those turn time lie very badly, very brutally. This plane will match you in turn time, and this plane will beat you. These two planes are so underpowered that you can out-accelerate them. And again, don't look at the climb rate. People see 37 meters per second. That's insane. Yeah, it actually has like a 18 meters per second climb rate. The F3 meteors aren't that big of a threat to you in the Shooting Star. They aren't a threat to you at all in any of the other American jets. I don't know about the Vampires. I've never had a problem with them, which means either the Vampire sucks or I've never come up against a good Vampire pilot. So I don't really know, so I don't feel like trying to talk about it. But you are fast enough in the Shooting Star to outrun it. And just look at the max speeds, and if you have a significantly higher max speed, then just outrun them. There's absolutely no problem with that. These two guys get very close to you in terms of speed, and I think the F8 pretty much can match you. Or is the F4 short wing that can match you? One of these can pretty much match the Shooting Star's speed and pretty much match its turn time, and they have cannons, you have machine guns, so don't go head on with them either. But when it comes right down to it, the later meteors can kind of be a threat to you. The Comet can be a pretty good sized threat to you. You can barely outrun them. They can out-accelerate you in either a dive or straight or in a zoom climb. It doesn't matter. They're going to out-accelerate you. So, and they can outturn you. So just stay at high speed and just leave. Just run away. Let them zoom climb to high altitude again, and then you can go off and go after someone else. There very well could be some Comet pilots out there that are bad enough that you could catch them, but you're going to have to depend on the Comet being a bad pilot and making mistakes if you want to try and shoot one of them down in the Shooting Star. Where the Panther, on the other hand, you just build a huge amount of speed, then you catch up to them, and then you just follow them. And the shooting star, or the Panther can almost match the Comet in acceleration at anything but the lowest speeds. So going one-on-one with a Panther against a Comet, the Comet actually has most of the disadvantages. But it's the exact opposite when you're in a shooting star. The Comet has enough advantages that you just shouldn't try going after them unless you're very confident that they aren't a good pilot, or you're very confident that you're an extremely good pilot. The 262, the Salamander, this thing's just a joke. But yeah, neither of these two planes are much of a threat to you as long as you pay attention and just don't let them catch you. In the Russians, the Yaks, these planes turn and fight like prop planes, so you should fight them like you fight prop planes, which in a jet as fast as the shooting star fighting prop planes is not even remotely difficult. So you should be just fine. The Yak 17's no faster. It turns no better. Don't worry about the Yaks. They're not they're prop planes. Just whenever you see Yak, think prop plane, because most of the Yaks are prop planes, and their jets handle and maneuver like prop planes. The MiG-9s aren't much of a threat either. You just don't let them catch you, don't let them shoot you. If a MiG-9 shoots you, as you just saw, they will kill you. So just don't let them shoot you, you should be fine. And pay more attention than I did. Don't say, it's a MiG-9, he can't get me, I'm going to go do the zoom climb and ignore him. Only to find out, oh no, he was paying attention. He saw how stupid of a turn I made. The MiG-15s, of course, are a massive threat to you. A MiG-15 will outturn you, will outrun you, will outclimb you, will out-accelerate you. They're just better in every possible way. And the same thing goes for the Sabres. The Sabres are just better than the Shooting Star. When you go from the Shooting Star to the first Sabre, everything gets better. And then when you go from the A Sabre to the F Sabre, pretty much everything gets better again. The turn time goes down a little bit. That's because these Sabres don't have the leading edge slats, so they have a little bit less lift at low speeds. So the F Sabres actually turn just a little bit worse than the A5s. But if you're turning in a Sabre, you've already done something wrong. The entire point of the Sabres are they're extremely fast. Which they are. These are the fastest two planes in the game, and there's absolutely no argument in that. They just are. And the A5 is pretty much tied with the MiG-15 Beast, if maybe a little slower than the MiG-15 Beast, but it is clearly faster than the standard MiG-15. Not by a lot, but it's basically right between the MiG-15 and the MiG-15 Beast, but these are just faster. I think that was enough rambling. So anyway, yeah, the Shooting Star. It's not as good as the Panther. I still recommend getting the Panther first, because the Panther is just that good. But again, if you're doing a lot of realistic battles, you can get the Shooting Star first if you're doing realistic. But if you put a Shooting Star into your lineup, you're going to find yourself against MiGs and Sabres a lot with nothing but a Shooting Star and a bunch of prop planes, which is a very irritating place to be in. So that's why I recommend getting the Panther first. If you're only going to have one jet in your lineup, I would much rather it be the Panther than the Shooting Star. The difference in their battle ranks isn't that high, so you're not going to go up against MiGs and Sabres any more frequently than you will. They're both within one battle rank of the highest tiered planes in the game, so you're going to have to go up against them either way. So I would Panther. Get the Panther first. But if you've already gotten the Shooting Star, and you haven't gotten the Panther yet, and you're grinding the A5 Sabre, and you're having difficulties grinding the A5 Sabre, and it's taking forever, and you're hating the Shooting Star, I recommend you get the Shooting Star out of your lineup, go back to Tier 4, and just play the Bearcat B1 using its the bonus research you get when you're researching the next plane down in the tier to unlock the first Panther as quickly as you can. It doesn't take that long, and once you get the Panther, using the Panther to grind past the Shooting Star so you don't have to use it, and you could conceivably even use it to grind past the first Sabre. But the first Sabre is it's a good plane. But I'm not going to say that the Panther is better than the Sabres. In my opinion, the Panther is clearly better overall than the first Sabre, because the first Sabre can outrun the MiG-15s, and this Panther can at least match the MiG-15s in acceleration, so I like that. Because this Panther going up against MiG-15s feels like it has more cards to play than this Sabre does. I'm absolutely certain that that's going to completely change with these Sabres, when I unlocked the F series sabers, I very well could stop saying the Panther is as good as the sabers. But you have to get down to these two sabers before you have a really good plane in your lineup. If you're going down this line without getting the Panther, if you get the Panther first, then you start with a really good plane in your lineup. But you don't have to. You can just go through these. I know plenty of people that have, and plenty of people that said it worked just fine. But it just depends on what you like. If you like planes with a lot of cannons, then you pretty much have to get the Panther first, because these machine guns just don't cut it. If you're not a person that can make them work, and I'm not a person that can make them work very well. So that was more than enough. Ugh. So anyway, shooting star, United States Air Force.